This lecture we will discuss how we can draw a practical amplifier circuit, and in our practical courses we have to draw the frequency response of a common emitter transistor amplifier, and also another experiment we have to do is determining the feedback fraction in a negative feedback amplifier. So first of all we will consider a common emitter transistor amplifier circuit here, and we will discuss how we can draw the frequency response of a common emitter transistor amplifier. Then after we will modify this common emitter transistor amplifier into a negative feedback amplifier, and we will discuss how we can determine the feedback fraction also. So every common emitter transistor amplifier consisting of a transistor. Usually for our practical purposes we are using BC107 as the transistor. So this is a BC107 transistor, and we know that a transistor will have an output resistance which is called the collector resistance. RC is connected to the collector of the circuit, and for obtaining faithful amplification we need a transistor biasing. So this transistor biasing is achieved through potential divider biasing. So we will draw two resistances R1 and R2 which forms a potential divider biasing circuit. So this is R1 and this is R2. Now for the stabilization of the circuit we have seen that we can use a emitter resistance Re here. And this is the circuit. Now we have to connect it to a DC source here. So here we will connect the plus VCC, and we have to apply the signal which is to be amplified in the base of the circuit. So here we will connect the signal source. So let's say V in is the input signal, and it is this part is the common ground. It is the negative terminal of the source. VCC is connected here, and also we have to take output. Usually we will take output across the collector and emitter. So here we are taking the output voltage, but we know that in order to have isolation of DC voltages from the signal source and the circuit, we will use a input capacitor here. So for that we will use an input capacitor here, and also we need a coupling capacitor here. So here we will connect a input capacitor C in. Here we need a coupling capacitor CC, and also a bypass capacitor across the emitter resistance CE. So this completes a practical common emitter transistor amplifier. So it is a CE amplifier. Now for our practical course we have to draw the frequency response of this amplifier circuit. For that what we will do is we have to vary the input frequency. We know that the frequency response is the variation of the output voltage or gain with the input frequency. So we have to note down the gain of the transistor amplifier with variations in the input frequency. So for that To get gain, we know the gain of a transistor amplifier is given by AV is equal to V out by V in. So we have to note down all the output voltages, and for doing this experiment we will initially set an input voltage is equal to some value. It is usually in between from 30 to 100 millivolt. We will set this value first, then we will vary the input frequency. So we will note down the frequency, input frequency, that is called the F in. Then corresponding output voltages we will note down. Then from the output voltage and input voltage we can calculate the AV, that is in voltage gain, as V out divided by V in. So usually for practical purposes we will draw the frequency response, not the frequency versus the gain, but it is the log frequency versus the decibel gain. We know what is the decibel gain. So here decibel gain is given by 20 log AV. So here we will calculate the log of. So usually the frequency we will vary from around 250 Hertz to around 2 megahertz. We will vary the frequency in between these ranges. So corresponding log of values will be obtained here, and corresponding output values will be obtained here, and from output and input voltages we can calculate the voltage gain. Remember that the input voltage is constant, only the input frequency is changing here, and corresponding log decibel gain is calculated here. Now we will draw a frequency response, that is the log of versus the decibel gain. So we will take these log of values along the x-axis and the decibel gain along the y-axis. So we will get a graph like this, that is when frequency increases the gain also increases, then it reaches maximum and it will be constant there. Then after a particular value the frequency as frequency increases the gain decreases. So we will get an output graph like this. So this is called the frequency response. From frequency response we can calculate the bandwidth. To calculate the bandwidth, we know that we will mark down the frequency ranges from the 3 decibel down from the maximum gain. That is, if it is the maximum gain, then we will mark down a point 3 decibel, and this range of frequencies we are calling it as the lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency F2. Then the difference in between these lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency is called the bandwidth, so that we can calculate the bandwidth. So this is the case of a practical common emitter transistor amplifier. This is the thing which we have to do for our practical courses. Okay, thank you.